And it cleared up because we thought when we left it was gloomy, it was going to rain, and we probably would have been grouchy with each other at some point. But the sun came out, and we started taking pictures, and we started having fun.
Yeah.
She tried to steal a door from an old building, and that didn't happen because she wanted to put it in my car. And I said no.
On top of your car. That's why you have the car.
Yeah. She was going to put it inside, and that didn't happen. But we had a great time, and it was the great thing too is that we had such a good time going. It was interesting watching us both take our pictures
because you were really particular. Marcel would line up the shot, and he would be doing his thing. I'm like, all right, we ready to go? Let's go. Let's move.
Yeah.
Next down. And because I need to get approximately good enough. I can tell when I'm looking at it I take a picture with my smartphone. I can tell looking at a picture, the way I've composed it, it has enough movement in it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't need to be actually balanced because I know as soon as I get it into my studio, I can adjust and play around with it. I just need the movement. I need the swoop of lines coming through or the tension between the sky and the building or something. But then there's him who takes like forever. By forever, I mean, I don't know, like 2 extra minutes.
2 extra minutes? Yeah, 2 extra minutes.
Yeah, quite literally.
There's a lot of yelling. I was getting yelled at quite a bit.
Oh, you weren't?
So now that's live on Instagram. Everybody knows you yell at me.
Well, you probably deserve it.
Yeah, I deserve it.
So the next 20 minutes, which we can probably cut down, it's the Q&A between Marcel and myself. Because the nature of our collaboration is conversation.
Yeah.
The final images that were shown in the gallery together, and we are planning another body of work. They have a conversation between each other, and a conversation with the viewer when they're installed in a gallery. But also just the way we work, we don't just talk about art, we do talk about the business of art, but we also talk about process and identity. And Marcel's Métis, and I have a father who's from Scotland and a mother who's Canadian, so I have a slightly different perspective as well. We now are both partially deaf.
Yeah. So
mine's permanent, his is probably fake.
Yeah. I just don't listen.
Just on one side.
When we figured that out that we're both deaf on either side, so we now know we have to be on one side to talk to each other.
But it's after he made fun of me for being partially deaf. But so that's a bit interesting. Anyways.
Selective. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who goes first. Do you want to
go first? You ask the question first. But
right.
I'll make sure to stay with 1 minute.
No, 10.
10 minutes?
Let's do 7 minutes.
7 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
So I'm going to ask him some questions from the Proust Questionnaire, who is also named Marcel.
Oh, wow.
That's nice. But I'm also going to ask some, just a few not related to that. You ready?
Sure.
Okay, why did you say yes to working with me? And you have to answer these as fast as possible, not random.
Because I thought it was, God, I was going to say pass.
You can't pass these.
I thought it would, I thought it would be, it was just something new, and I think it was me trying to push myself, because the one thing I try to do the most when I do art is push myself and take myself out of my own little awkwardness, because I like my walls and I like my space. So getting out of there and trying something different and working with somebody really helps me with me and my personality, because I always tell people jokingly, I said I love and hate people in the same breath, right? And so me getting out and actually learning how to interact with people really helps too. Because I think everybody thinks they know how to interact, and then I'm Mr. Friendly, but I said, yeah, I don't like people. But I love people so much, but in the same breath. But when it comes to art, I just like pushing myself. I don't want to just do the one thing and be pigeonholed. This is what Marcel does, right? And so that's what's strange when I tell people I'm an artist. And what do you do? I do art. But I also don't want to sound like I'm got this huge ego and this smugness that I do all this, right? I'm just an artist, and that I just try and enjoy it.
All right. What makes
Next
a good? Yeah. What makes a good collaboration?
I think you said it. Conversation. The one big thing I like about our collaboration, whenever we're together, we talk, and we talk a lot together, and it's not just one-sided. It's that we talk a lot, and we talk about art, we talk about life, we talk about politics, we talk about everything. And as we said in our conversations when we drive that nobody should ever listen to, is that we make fun of each other, where we have fun and we smile and we laugh and we enjoy what we're doing. I think that's what it is that we both enjoy what we do. Mm-hmm. And we're not stuck in our brains going, it's got to be perfect, right? Is that, like, I like getting pictures, but when you tell me, okay, let's go, I know I'm ready to go, right? Is that, so I know in my head that I've got 5 minutes to take some pictures, I got to find what I want to take. And I think that's it, is that it's just a lot of fun. Yeah.
Which phrases do you most overuse, other than the F word?
Other than the F word?
Yeah.
What other phrases do I use the most? All I think is the F word.
Yeah.
And I think I use Trudeau too much with the F word. And love. I use love a lot.
Yeah.
Peace. What else do I use a lot? Yeah, that's about it, I think.
All right. What's your motto?
God.
I think
not
God.
Not God. What's my motto? I think my motto is what I kind of said to this when we're right before we got here, is that I just enjoy life. There's so much out there to enjoy, and being stuck in your head, right? Is that I've been stuck in my head for so long, is that I've come to a place that I'm a young 50 years old now, and I just want to keep enjoying it and have fun and taking pictures and doing art and traveling.
Yeah. If not yourself, who would you be?
If not myself?
Yeah. If you had to be someone else, who would you be?
God. Pick somebody for me.
Yeah. You said God.
God. Who would I be? If I could be somebody else?
Yeah.
God, I like being me. I enjoy being me because I'm such a strange bastard. And I'm intriguing. I'm intriguing to myself because I'm complicated in my head. But I think who would I be?
I don't know yourself.
I would love to be. Yeah, I would love to be Stephen King. I think that's the first thing that popped in. I'd love to be Stephen King because he intrigues me. Because I would love for him to. I'd love to be a 6-year-old kid and him read me a bedtime story. There you go.
What is your idea of perfect happiness?
Whoa. Perfect happiness. The Sting singing Every Breath You Take to me every night for the rest of my life. The Sting from the Police singing Every Breath You Take to me every night. In his Dune costume. I hope everybody goes to Google and go, Sting, Dune costume.
Who? Oh my God. Who or what is the greatest love of your life, other than yourself?
Ouch. My mom. My mom is the biggest thing why I'm here from the get-go to who I am in the past 20 years. She and I put my family as like, my mom was one and 1A is my family, but my mom was the biggest reason why I'm sitting here right now.
Yeah. What is your most treasured possession?
Oh, my Star Wars painting that's hanging on my wall that I found in New York City.
Like found?
Yeah, it was sitting in a bar. It was sitting in a bar. I was there for a talk, doing a talk in New York City, and I think this was in New York, and I was walking past this bar, and I had to stop because there's this painting on the wall that had stormtroopers wearing sweaters that had Indian chief heads on it, and they looked like hipsters. And I went, what? And I won't swear, but I went, what the hell? I did swear. And I went in and I said, I need this painting. Whose painting is this? and he gave me the name. It was intriguing because again, there's stories behind everything. Is that I finally found the guy who painted the painting. I bought the painting, and I have to admit that at this time, my partner at the time, I told her I bought this painting in New York, and never told her how much. But she expected this like small like painting, and it came in this big box, 48 by 60, I believe.
Oh,
and
meant to be.
And but it was intriguing because the guy who owned the bar was a guy who lived in Edmonton who went to Nate at the time, and he moved to New York to start a restaurant, and he's been ever there ever since. So that was kind of interesting meeting him that way, right? But I think there's a lot of possessions that I like at my house. Converse shoes.
No, most treasured possession,
Oh.
not like all your stuff.
My treasure, but my most treasured? I don't know. I don't think I have a most treasured. Like the Star Wars.
This is what it's like to be in the car with us.
Star Wars stuff. My Star Wars painting, I think, is pretty big to me.
Yep. Last question.
And I have an original Star Wars VHS copy too. So
I think lots of people have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Last question. Sloths or penguins?
Good God.
That shouldn't be hard.
Can I mix them together? Sloth penguin? Because that would be really unique.
Sure,
but I like
why not?
penguins because they're cute and you can kick them.
And who hates them?
No, I can kick them.
That's not a reason. That is not a reason to.
Welcome to the zoo. Is it my turn now?
It is your turn.